What's up, comic book family, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and Brent is working tonight, so it's just me. And we're going to be doing the At Weeks End video, taking a look back at this past week in comics, as well as some other things that I've picked up over the past week, and had some graded books come back. So we're going to check out all that good stuff. So let's get started. All right, so if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because we passed our 50 subscriber mark. We're about at 80 now, and this past Wednesday we posted a video about how to enter our subscriber giveaway. We're going to be giving away this book right here. It's the Peach Momoko 1 in 25 variant for speed metal, and all you have to do to enter is go back to that video. You need to like and comment on the video, and also you have to be a subscriber. So when we do the giveaway next Wednesday, we are going to go back and check and make sure the person who wins the raffle or drawing or the wheel, whatever we do, we're going to make sure they are a subscriber to the channel. And if you're not, we're just going to go on to the next person on the list who is a subscriber. So be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment on the video, and be on the lookout for future videos. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that I want to go through today are some of these CBCS submissions that I got back. Now, I do have CGC books up there. I also have CBCS books up there as well. I kind of do a little bit of both. And Top Dog Comics is a local shop here in Augusta that you can submit books straight through them. So I've been dabbling with that a little bit. And also last month we had the Clayton Crane signing at Top Dog Comics. So I went and me and my wife went, as well as Brent, and we did got a few books signed, got a cool art print for my son Finn, and I went ahead and sent 2 of the books off that I got signed to get the witness signature on them. They do authenticate signatures and do the signature verification service, but I was able to get them witnessed. So I got those back, as well as 3 other books that I'm really excited about. So let's go ahead and go through those, and I'll show you what I got. I'm a huge Jack Kirby fan. If you can't tell, we got New Gods up there, the Forever People. So keeping up with his DC stuff when he moved over to DC in the 70s, I did have the Demon issue #1. And I actually picked this one up from another local shop. It's called Dead Media Collectibles. If you never heard of it, check it out. They're definitely on Facebook. I don't know what other social media stuff they do. But Angel, who runs that shop, is absolutely awesome. He gets great stuff in all the time. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. So check out their Facebook page. Show them some love. But I got this one for my personal collection. I did not get it cleaned and pressed. I do have a few books off getting cleaned and pressed through CBCS right now, trying that service out. But this one, without a clean and press, came back a 4.0. And it's not a high grade, but I'm definitely happy with it. It's just for me. I got it encapsulated just to preserve it and make it easily displayable. I love Etrigan. I've been on social media trying to get John Jiang to do an Etrigan drawing. He did an amazing Justice League Dark cover not long ago, and he didn't include Etrigan, so hopefully we'll see his take on that character soon. And then the next one that I have was another one that I got from Angel at Dead Media Collectibles, and this one I couldn't pass up. It is amazing. It's Daredevil #16. This is the first Romita Spider-Man drawing. Romita was doing the famous Daredevil run, and Stan asked him to do this cover here, and he was really just testing him out to move him over to Spider-Man. So this is the first time the famous John Romita did Spider-Man for Marvel Comics. And that came back a 5.5, and this one is not cleaned and pressed either. So down the road, if I ever feel the need or want to do it, I can definitely have that done to increase it. But these aren't to be sold. They're just me keeping them. And this one, as well as the first appearance of the Masked Marauder. So both of those have first appearance factors to them as well. And then the next one I got is from the Clayton Crane signing. And I pre-ordered these, the set of these. I've got the trade dress one and the Virgin one. I did not get my trade dress signed, but keeping with the Power Ranger stuff I have back there, Clayton Crane, Draken New Dawn issue #1, and I got him to sign it in gold to match the armor on there. And it's an awesome cover. It's not as catchy as the White Ranger he did, but it definitely, it goes with the set. Just got to chase down a Green Ranger one now. And this one came back with the yellow label, 9.8. And for those wondering, the label comes back and it says, Witness Signature Clayton Crane on 9/2/2020. So if you send them in and to get it authenticated, I think that's what it says is verified or authenticated. But this one came back and it says witnessed. And these are the new cases and the new labels that CBCS has. They kind of upped their game recently. CGC and CBCS kind of been going back and forth, just doing better and better. So I kind of think the competition between the two helps the collectors out a lot with the quality of stuff that they have. But I've seen videos recently where people are getting stuff back from CGC and they're loose and all that. None of these has been loose yet. These cases are solid, and this one's actually a lot thicker. This is a square bound Detective Comics issue number 1000, Clayton Crane. And that one I got signed, and it's remarked, and it's got the Julian calendar date. So it's 2/4/6/2020. And I asked for the infinity signature, also known as the crane bow. And he was kind of talking when he was signing the books and kind of spaced out and just grabbed the yellow and signed straight through. And when he realized what he had done, he remarked it for free. So that was really cool of him. He was a very nice guy. And that one as well came back in 9.8. And I was surprised at that one. I wasn't planning on sending this one in to get submitted, but after the remark, I decided to, because it had a kind of a noticeable little scuff on the bottom corner. Yeah, you can see it right there. So I was shocked that that came back in 9.8. I know the square bound books do have better chances with the grading companies, but yeah, my Caliber Presents number 1, it got crucified by him. It came back a 5.5 for just a couple of spine ticks. So grading is definitely subjective. That one's going to get cracked, clean pressed, and sent back in, probably CGC at this time. I don't know, I just like their cases better. But the last one, coming back the way it did, actually boosted its value up really high. Go Collect has this book at $240 value, and I did not pay that for it, nor for the service to get it slabbed, but it's the DC Universe issue number 1, 4th printing. It's the first cover appearance of the 3 Jokers, and of course it has my man Wally West on there coming back from the great beyond. This was such a great issue. It was, if you're a Flash fan, this is a must read. But it was fantastic. Wally coming back out of the Speed Force after being gone for the whole time era of New 52 and everything. But this one did also come back in 9.8, and it deserved that grade. It is in great shape. No stress, no ticks, no nothing. But that one I was really excited for. The cover's beautiful on it. So those were the 5 CGC books that I got back this week. I've got 3 that I sent off for cleaning and pressing first. My first appearance of Deathstroke, the New Teen Titans issue 2, my Ghost Rider issue 1, and I have a Secret Wars number 8 that are getting cleaned and pressed first. And then I have a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the 1 in 100 White Ranger variant that I sent off with no cleaning and pressing, and can't keep track. There's something else, I think, but the White Ranger one will probably be coming back this week, and then the other ones in probably about 2 weeks. So I'll be excited to show y'all when those get here. All right, let's see what else we got. So new comic books for this week. I thought that this was going to be a small release week. There was just a few titles that I saw ahead of time that I was going to be picking up, but it turned out to be a pretty big week for a couple of different reasons. There were some sleeper titles I wasn't expecting that I would jump on, but first off, I'm just going to burn through these. I've been getting all the Timeless variants. Alex Ross is an amazing artist. Been a huge fan since 3rd grade when I first was introduced to Kingdom Come by my dad. So I did go through and I grabbed all the Timeless covers. So I'm up to date on all those. These are very exciting. I look forward to picking them up every week. You know, his artwork never gets old. His style never gets old. And I am excited to see if they'll do any more 1 per store variants. They did one of those the first week these released, and they haven't done another one yet. But I think this was my favorite one for the week. I don't know what it is. It's that smirk or something. It's an awesome error that he did. It's not too cat-like like the new stuff, but that's fantastic. And of course, Wolverine was in his best suit of all time. I love the brown costume. You see him right over my shoulder there. And then for DC, the stuff that I actually picked up to read, I got the Justice League book. This is part 2 of the Doom Metal tie-in issues. It was really cool. It's Starfire and Cyborg popped back up from, I think it was a Justice League Odyssey run. So they're back on the team now, like caught up with the team. And it's kind of funny because they see what all is going on and they don't think it's that crazy compared to what they just been through. So they fit right into the insanity of everything. But Martian Manhunter and the Mindhunter start going at it. They start off with this this tough fight, and then they just kind of go into this whole battle of minds. So they left on that note, and we'll see where they go from there. And they all go into the Valley of Starros. There's just tons of Starros in this valley they walk through, and they all start getting tested and tempted. And it was really cool because you see Nightwing go into this dream sequence, and every panel it goes through, it's kind of reverse aging him through his costumes and through Batgirl's costumes. So it was pretty cool little mental twist sequence there. But I'm really looking forward to the next issue and kind of ready for him to get to Brimstone Bay and kind of everything to really set off. But I think there's two more big DC books that I picked up this week. I'm going to start with Batman issue number 100. Now, I did get the cover A as well as the 1 in 25 variant. I'm probably not going to hang on to this one. Not sure what I'll do with it, but I was really enjoying the Joker War. It was super fun. It had a lot of good build up. Like, it had great pacing to it. I don't think the ending really paid off. There were some kind of goofy moments in this book. Like, it starts out on the first page with Batgirl going back into Oracle mode, and as soon as she takes off her cowl, she has to put on reader glasses, and that right off the bat was kind of a throw off for me. It's just kind of weird. And the fight between Punchline and Nightwing was amazing. Just seeing him back in action, and he makes this cool comment to her like, "Yeah, you don't know me. I've been kind of gone for a while." And that whole introduction scene between them was kind of, the whole issue was worth that. But the farther you go, it kind of fizzles out. You get this fight between Batman and Joker, and you're expecting there to be this first time ever kind of battle between them or something big that Joker has up his sleeves, but it's just a fist fight with Batman and the Joker. And Harley, who the last issue was kind of teasing that she was going to kill the Joker if Batman didn't stop her, I was kind of assuming she might get her chance, but she ends up just tying the Joker up, leaving him on a pole with a bomb in the building, and making Batman choose between saving her who's running back into the building or saving Joker. So instead of letting us as the reader just enjoy thinking the Joker might die, Batman, he leaves him on the pole, but before he does, he tells him, if you're smart, you would have picked the pockets of the bat suit and you can get yourself out of this. So they don't even give us the opportunity to even know if he actually died or not. So they just kind of just throw it away right there. There's just another random fight, another random story, and just move on. But the epilogues at the end, the epilogues were really cool. You kind of get a lead into Punchline series that's coming up with where she's at. Kind of, she's in custody. She's trying to reach out to the public and gain some sympathy. And Joker's actually commending her because he kind of sees between the lines that she might be up to something else. And it kind of just tells you to read Punchline number 1 to find out. And then you get the coolest part was where we get introduced to the Ghostmaker. And the interesting part was how the Ghostmaker was drawn leads me to believe that it might be a female. And the weapons that they choose, that the character has these 2 katanas. And what the dialogue says is that, Bruce, your trainers would be upset with you or something along those lines, and that the truce is now broken. So I'm thinking that it might be Talia. It's clearly someone that is already in the Batman like mythology, who knows Bruce, who's trained with him. So I'm thinking it might be Talia. So we'll see on that. But I do recommend reading the Joker War overall as a Batman story. It was really good. And like a lot of stuff, like we expect such big and high expectations that come out at the end of these that, I think I kind of self-hype a lot of this stuff up sometimes and expect a lot more than that they're able to deliver, because there's so much more story that comes afterwards. Between Detective 1027 and this, they're both just kind of introduction books of what's to come going forward. So with my big pick for DC for this week, this is definitely my favorite DC read of the week, was Dead Planet issue number 4. Now, I'm a huge New God fan. There they are, New God number 1 right up there. Love the Fourth World characters. And we finally get to there in here. They plan on doing a heist in the Fourth World. They get Mr. Miracle and a couple of the team members. They go to New Genesis, and what they want to do is they want to steal Metron's chair so that Cyborg can sit on it and access the knowledge he needs to find the cure inside of himself. And it was really cool. It was almost like an Infinity Gauntlet moment when they finally get to him. But before that, even, they said that they were kind of talking about a plan that they had when they get to New Genesis, because as soon as they get there, Orion just starts beating the heck out of Mr. Miracle. And there's this awesome moment where he keeps punching him in the face and telling him to stand. He keeps punching him in the face and telling him to stand. And then finally, Jonathan just screams, "Leave him alone!" And leading up to it, there's a little dialogue that says, "Batman had a theory. Batman theorized that given his unique physiology, John would be stronger than his father." And when you turn the page, you see John just decker Ryan with one punch, just breaks his helmet, puts him down, bloody face, passed out, and it says, of course, he was right. So they've kind of cemented in the deceased world that John is stronger than Clark was, and he just drops him in one punch. It was really cool. So finally, they they get the permission pretty much to go kind of lure in Metron to get his chair, and there's this really cool moment when they talk about how keep on a lookout, he's coming fast, and it almost reminded me of that moment in Infinity Gauntlet when the Surfer was like lying in wait off in the other end of the galaxy, just watching, waiting to go rip the gauntlet off Thanos' hand. But it's really cool how they're portraying because Metron is drawn huge, like his comparison to Scott. I mean, they are gods, but it was just really cool seeing him drawn that way. And they finally fight with him for a minute. Then they get his permission for Cyborg to sit in the chair as long as they let him hold the orb that they were enticing him with. And I think it was Xanadu's orb where you can see the future. And he asked to see the orb if they want to see his chair. And they agreed to it. And Cyborg sits in the chair. He kind of gets the idea of what he needs to do. And it was really cool because they hand Metron the orb and they tell him thank you. And as soon as he looks at the future, he says, "I can't be here," and he just dips. So the future is bleak for these characters, and that's kind of been the how it's been going from the very first Deceased all the way through Unkillables. And I haven't read it World's End yet, but I'm waiting on it to come out in print. I'm sure it's not much different being a kind of a prequel issue. But those were my DC pickups for this week. My definite pick of the week was the Deceased book. I had the most fun reading that, and they're not the most well written stories or anything, but the artwork's gotten better through them, and they definitely are fun. But just the shock value of them is awesome. I like seeing characters drawn in a different light. I'm not all zombied out myself because I don't read any of the Marvel zombie stuff. I don't read Walking Dead. I haven't been watching Walking Dead, so this is about the only taste in the zombie books or anything that I have. So my zombie market is not unsaturated by it. I really enjoy it. Now, Marvel-wise, I think the only Marvel book that I got this week was Marvel Snapshot Spider-Man. I've been picking all these up. They've been awesome. It's kind of a look at a character through the eyes of someone who is not that character, and they are all done in kind of more of a classic sense. They're all just one-shots. They've done an X-Men featuring Cyclops, a Captain America, a Submariner, a Human Torch, and this is the only book that I haven't gotten to read from this week yet, so I'll probably be reading that after this video. Let's see, from the indie side of things, We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Fantastic book. And I got the cover A and B. I had the cover A waiting in my box for me. The cover B I went and picked up on my lunch break on Wednesday from a shop that's close to my work. And dude, this book is just really cool. The first book is laid out this really cool concept with these like this little 4-man team out in space, and they're like scavengers, but they're going out doing autopsies on deceased gods that they come across in the cosmos. And it's really cool because the whole concept of it is they've never found a living one. They only find them when they're dead. And the artwork in them is really awesome. The panel-to-panel work in it is just some of the smoothest I've ever seen, especially coming from Boom. Sometimes some of their stuff, I'm not too impressed with that. With the Power Ranger Ninja Turtle crossover, wasn't very smooth. But at the end of the first issue, they decided they're going to kind of break ranks from their bosses and everything and just dip out and go try to find the first living god. So in this issue, you kind of start off right where they were at, but they're doing a little backstory on the characters, kind of character building, giving you a little more context and everything. And then it kind of ends right where the last issue ends, with them in the middle of dipping out to go do that. So I'm excited to see the plot progress a little bit. And I'm wondering how long it's going to take them to find one. I'm sure it'll be a few issues, but The next one I got, it was actually a Kickstarter that is from Antarctic Press. It's called Patriotica. It's one that just came across. Issue 1 came through with my comic shop where I have my pull box at the Augusta Book Exchange, and I gave it a shot. So I'm just going to pick that up and just read it for a few. The whole concept is kind of a mix between Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel back when he was merged with Rick Jones a little bit. You have these Greek goddesses that have kind of bonded with this girl, and they're fighting other characters from Greek mythology and stuff that are coming to Earth. But the artwork's not bad in it. It's really fun. They're action packed. And speaking of fun and action packed, one of my favorite books I've been reading from the indies is from Ablaze Comics. It's the Sumerian People of the Black Circle. Now, this is just straight up Conan. It's even credited the author with being Robert E. Howard himself. And what they've done is they've gone back and taken the original Conan short stories and they've just turned them into a comic book. They can't use the title Conan because Marvel has dibs on that. So they're going with the Sumerian and then the title of the Conan short story. And it's just straight up Conan, the exact story. And the artwork's really cool in it. It's super violent. And this one starts out with Conan and his kind of, the past one started out with Conan and kind of the warriors he were with in a fight, and 7 of them got captured. So he went and stole the princess, and they're holding her captive to try to get his men back. But everybody in every nation and every little tribe and every warrior around are all trying to kind of pull their own scheme, trying to kill Conan, get her, and use her for ransom, trying to take everyone's just plotting on everyone. It's a every man for himself kind of thing. And in this issue, Conan just ran across people trying to kill him and get her back, but Conan didn't have her. So they're teaming up to go try to kill the army that's coming after him so he can still be around to help them get her back. It's just a whodunit of sword and sorcery, and it's really, really enjoyable. Another one I picked up this week is I went back and picked up the cover B for Justice League Dark number 24, the John Jang cover. Got one of these for me and Brent, so we both will be able to throw this goody goodness into our personal collections. And I also grabbed the TMNT Raphael Best of book. This was really cool. There's numerous little short stories throughout time of Raph, and the last one goes really, really hard. And being that it's all just recollected material, I'm not really going to get into all that. I just highly recommend it. If you haven't been picking up all the Ninja Turtle stuff over the years, it's an awesome little way to test the waters and everything. What's going on, Ruben? And then when I went to pick that up, I found this just sitting in the store, just came in. Raphael issue number 1. This is the second print. So that's the first appearance of Casey Jones, second print. That Eastman artwork is fantastic. If Casey Jones was the Punisher with Rob Liefeld pockets all around him, it's pretty awesome. And I did go back and pick up some Firepower. I haven't been reading Firepower. I keep hearing it's good. So I'm going to give it a shot and grab 2 of the issues. I got 2 more filler issues to grab. And I did get the Prelude. So I'll probably start on this right after Marvel Snapshots and see how that goes. But yeah, if you're watching the video, be sure to comment in here what you picked up. What did you enjoy this week? What should I be picking up? Yeah, drop us a comment. Let me know. And also don't forget to go back to the previous video from last Wednesday and enter the drawing. That way you can win this Peach Momoko 1 in 25 speed medal. We'll be doing the live video giveaway for it next Wednesday. It'll be about this time next Wednesday. But yeah, we got some good stuff coming in the future here. Brent's going to be uploading an unboxing video in the next couple of days here. And Monday night, we have the new comic book day video that we'll be putting up. So hit that notification bell and be on the lookout for future videos. All right, everybody, y'all have a good night.